Hello and welcome to the A Traveling Knitter podcast. My name is Steph and this video is going to be my October TBR. Now for the month of October, I'm going to do kind of like what I did last month, which is just give a list of books that I'm kind of feeling like reading and then see what happens. I actually really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. So the list is going to be a bit longer than what I can feasibly read in October, but I think that's gonna be okay. So I've got a mix of like some spookier reads. I don't typically read from a theme of holidays or whatever, mood read, but yeah. So I'm going to real quick, I talked about this book last month, but I did not get to Wishes and Wellingtons, and I even thought about, oh, I really should pick that up, and then I'm like, wait, October. How about I just read this in October? So I really would like to read this. So Wishes and Wellington is a middle grade book about Maeve, who is in a London boarding school, and she finds a djinn in the trash. And yeah, so she's basically, I think there's like a couple people that are trying to take the djinn, and I'm sure she's, gonna save their small world. It just looks cute. It looks like a quick read and kind of atmospheric for Halloween season. I have a book that looks like it's a freaky book, and it is The Monster of Elmshaven by Jennifer Giesbrecht. I have no idea what this book is about. It's very short. It's darkly compelling fantasy of revenge, a tale about murder, a monster, and the sorcerer who loves both. It looks creepy. The cover looks creepy. I bought this last year, I think, and haven't read it. And I mean, gosh, is it 100 and something pages? 153 pages. I can knock this out. So maybe in a one-day reading vlog or something this month. Reading vlog. I'll read it during Vlogtober. I also have a very strong desire to finish this trilogy. So this is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I've had this on my list so many times and have yet to get to it. Would really like to. If you don't know what the Shadow and Bone series is about, basically you have Alina, I always forget her name. Alina, her and Mal grew up in this like orphanage kind of deal, and they grow up, they go to be in the prince king's army. She discovers that she has abilities, that she is the chosen one, and yeah, so that's the first one. Read the second one already. Loved the second one because of a character that was introduced. I'm hoping that that character has an even bigger play in this one. And yeah, I really just need to get to it. Another book that I think is supposed to be creepy is The Cousins by Karen M. McManus. And this says the Story family are the envy of their neighbors, rich, beautiful, and glamorous, until it all falls apart. The four children are suddenly dropped by their mother with a single sentence, "You know what you did," and they never hear from her again. Years later, their cousins receive a mysterious invitation to spend the summer at their grandmother's resort. They have no choice but to follow their curiosity and meet the woman who's been such an enigma their entire lives. Teenagers are determined to discover the truth, but some secrets are better left alone. This is definitely not a book that I would have bought myself, to be completely honest. It came in a book box as a like an inclusion. It wasn't the main book, so it does have black edges, which is really nice, and the cover does look really cool. The author wrote a few other books. One of Us is Lying, Two Can Keep a Secret, and One of Us is Next. I want to say they're all part of a series. So maybe the cousins is part of a series. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. But it looks like a mystery. Kind of fits. Also would like to read My Lady Jane. So this is the first in the Lady Jane series. And I read the second one. You can read them out of order. Ooh. And this is about Jane Grey, which Jane Grey is decapitated at the end of her 9-day reign, depending on if you count it as a reign or not. So so Jane Grey, she was put on the throne after Edward the Sixth, is it the Sixth? After Henry VIII's son took the throne, and he died. So his line of succession was going to be Mary, then Elizabeth, unless, because they didn't have kids or anything. But someone got him to change the will on his deathbed to put Jane Grey ahead of Mary. So then she took over, but then everyone went to Mary. So then Mary, I don't know if you would call it a coup, but she took the throne back, and then Jane Grey was executed. So I love British monarchy. I like monarchy stuff in general. I find that just so fascinating that you believe that God has given you divine privilege and that you are the ruler because of just that. That's just so bizarre to me. I'm very intrigued and I would love to read this. I really liked the one that I read, and I'm sure this is going to be a breeze to read through. I would also like to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses. I freaking love this book. I love this series. I love it so much, and I have yet to read the fourth one that came out. I know. So I decided I want to reread the whole series, and I would love to get to rereading this. So A Court of Thorns and Roses is about Feyre. It's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Each of the trilogies, so the first one is Beauty and the Beast. The second one is Hades and Persephone. I don't think the third one is really anything. I don't think. So Feyre, she is trying to basically feed her family. She has 2 sisters and a father who is worthless, and she goes into the woods and kills an animal that turns out to be a fae. And so her punishment is that she has to go to the fae world, and there's your Beauty and the Beast. And if you don't like the first one, just go ahead and read the second one. I don't think I've read a series where the second one was so good. So good. And I was reading that second one on vacation, I remember. Yes. So Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. And the last book that I would like to get to is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I would love to start this series. This is one of the 21 books of 2021 that I would like to read. And I've heard so many fanfic kind of things and pictures, fan art of Carden and what is the girl's name? Jude, that I feel like I already know this story so well. So I just want to get to it. So this is a hate to love. Jude and her twin, or no, I think it's just her 2 sisters, are stolen to the High Court of Fairy. She is part human, part fae. The fae hate her and her sisters, and I think Carden is the king. Yeah, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. So it's just court politics intrigue with Cardan and Jude being our romantic interests, but they hate each other. So I don't know why I haven't gotten to this yet, because this is just like so up my alley. I think it's because, so the trilogy is out, and when the third one came out, one of my favorite YouTubers didn't like the ending, and so that kind of put me off on reading it. So, but here I am. I'm gonna form my own opinion, and I am so excited to read this. So let's see how many I get to. I plan to read some manga. I'm kind of toying between reading Mexican Gothic on my Kindle. So I might get to that. I'm also listening to some audiobooks. I don't know if I'll finish any of them, because I was listening to The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and that book still has 50 some holds on it. So it takes like a month for me to get it, and then it just slipped my mind that I had it, and so I started it too late. So yeah. Anyway, how many books do we think I'm gonna get to? I think I'm gonna get to this one, because I'm gonna make this a priority because it's short. And I will get to this one. I will also make this a priority. And then after that, this. So these are the 3 that I'm gonna make a priority to read. All the rest, we'll see what happens. And if I read something completely different. So thank you for watching. I hope this wasn't distracting. I probably should have turned that off, but the soccer game is gonna be starting. It should have already been started 2 minutes ago, but yeah. All right. Thank you so much. If you are interested in any of these books, or you have books that you want to read in October, let me know down below. If you're enjoying Vlogtober, thank you so much. If you hate it, just don't comment and just don't watch. But otherwise, thanks guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.